All right, everyone, here we go. It's an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is, it's straight up energy reading. This is for the full moon in Cancer, which marks the new year point, the reset point of this soulmate cycle, which is Cancerian themed. I noted at sltblog.com when I talked about doing this reading in my little schedule of readings, very important. It is. It's a very spiritual energy for a couple of weeks. How would I describe it? It's an energy of a knowing, an inner knowing that everything's going to be all right, that everything's going to be fine. There's a lot of change that can happen here on a very deep level. I'm reminded, in fact, when I was thinking about this reading, a song came to mind from the Counting Crows, that song that goes, "It's a long December, and there's reason to believe that this year will be better than last," right? It's that kind of knowing. The upcoming year, very different in energy and the way it flows. And this marks a new chapter in the soulmate cycle as well, where a lot of you will be able to take advantage of the higher vibration. There's another line from that song that talks about he drove up to Hillside Manor at 3 a.m. and talked a little while about the year. That's in reference in the song to some friends he had up in the canyon, and they called their house Hillside Manor. We all had someone like that back in those days, I remember. But for you, you may not drive up to someone's house at 3 a.m. and talk about the year, but you definitely have a conversation with yourself at 3 a.m. No doubt about it. Maybe that song means something to you. Maybe you listen to it, and there's something in there that kind of helps you understand this moon energy a little better. If songs come in as part of how I read energy, it's how the universe sends me things, as you all know. So music, very powerful, you know. So that said, maybe the lyrics mean something, maybe whatever. Either way, it's a very spiritual time, a time where you realize everything's going to be all right. It's very soul nurturing in a way. It's a very soulful full moon energy for the next couple of weeks. And you may find yourself around January 7th, January 8th, looking back and going, wow, you may be a completely different person, you know, from between now and then. The energy peaks on Tuesday, but it's here. It's here now, and as it leads up to getting, as the moon leads up to getting into Cancer, all of those energies are important. As it moves through Taurus, as it moves through Gemini to get to Cancer energy, all of that's important. So whatever those houses are for you, whatever they mean, you know, what's Taurus? Is it your 10th house? Is it your 8th house? Whatever. All of that's important. All of that will add together to part of the spiritual nature of this Cancer moon. What does it mean to the incoming energy? I'm talking about for you. I'm telling you that so you know. I believe it means the same thing for them. But I also believe because they're lower vibration than you, they'll process it differently. And that's what we're going to pull on right now. We're going to see what happens. All right? So let's do it. It's a very powerful moon. It's a general reading. May or may not resonate with you. But if you're here for a reason. This could be top 3 most important readings I've done this entire year. Easily going to slide this one into the top 3. It's timeless. Even though the moon energy dissipates out after a couple of weeks, it is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline. It can be very cathartic, and I want you to take advantage of that. Use that high vibration of yours, okay? That being said, I got a pre-shuffle here. I ask the universe, give me the influence on the soulmate cycle of the Cancer full moon, your little new year, your reset, your next chapter here in the cycle. On the incoming energy, surface energy, just the surface, I get the 8 of Wands. We open with the 8 of Wands. It's a lot of forward movement, all right? It could be somebody who thinks that communicating is okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to be okay no matter what I say, right? It could be that. I don't know. What's crossing this? There's a lot of communication here. I'm drawn to the blue, that's throat chakra. It's crossed by the death card. Yeah, someone's behaving completely different in their communications, okay? And that's good for this incoming energy because they're usually pretty shut down. Okay, that's very good. This is powerful. This is a higher power at play here. It's a very powerful card. Very action-oriented card. I'm drawn to the red. There's meaning in everything any of us do for the next couple of weeks. Deep meaning. Try to dig for it. You will. I don't know that they'll dig for the deep meaning. I know you will, though. Underneath that is the Fool. Yeah, again. Somebody taking leaps of faith, somebody taking chances, somebody feeling like, you know what, I'm going to be okay. He's going to take a jump off that cliff because he knows he'll be fine. All right, it's like that. Somebody moving in new directions. It also, this card represents the new chapter. in the soulmate cycle. So it showed up here. Underneath that is temperance. Yeah, the opportunity energy is there for it, okay? The opportunity energy is there for it. Some will take it and some won't. But the opportunity for him, this Knight of Pentacles, to go in that water, in the emotions, dive in, is there. I think you guys will take it. There's a lot of healing through truth here, okay? It's a very balanced energy, this moon. It's on the soul level. It's a soul-touching moon, soul-nurturing moon, we could even say. Underneath that is the Ten of Swords. Something. Tens are the end and dead end that lead to a new beginning. Either, there's two energies here. Main energies. There's a lot of energies here, but there's two main energies. Either some part of your life comes to an end and you move on in a new direction for you or them or the incoming energy, or something you thought was dead from your perspective comes back to life. Either way, this entire period of time is extremely spiritual, with the Hierophant bookending the Eight of Wands crossed by the Death card here. Very, very powerful energy here. These are big, it's a big time, all right? It really is. You get a chance to go up to Hillside Manor, metaphorically speaking, at 3 a.m. and talk a little while about the year. What you learned this year will benefit you next year. Keep that in mind. So try to take this time and process it, all right? Try. I think, like I said the word process. I think the incoming energy will process it differently than you do. I think you'll process it more on that. You'll utilize more, you guys will utilize more of that spiritual energy, which will, again, 3 swords underneath that. Again, we're getting past that. I know that because there's a Knight of Swords right there, bringing change here. These things you realize bring a lot of change. Utilize this energy. It's very powerful. Now, let's shuffle the deck and let's pull a reading on the incoming energy. Let's do it. All right. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of the full moon in Cancer here, universe. Let's do this. This first card out's before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? So why the fuck are we here? Very interesting. 5 Wands. We're here because of 5 Wands. What did I just say? Rewind. I said I think they process it differently than you do. Now I'm pulling purely on the incoming energy. I think whoever's attached to you, the people attached to you, doesn't just have to be the runner, right? Could be somebody got a crush on you, could be family, could be friends. This energy, if you're not a high vibrational person, will mess you up. You will get in your head about it, okay? That drive up to Hillside Manor at 3 a.m. and talk a little while about the year, that kind of energy can cut both ways. It's a double-edged sword. It could turn to a big cry fest and it could go really wrong if you get too much in your head about it, if you're not flowing with the energy. Or it could be very cathartic. It could be very positive. Well, either way. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the incoming energy is messed up because of this. I believe it. It's very powerful. Very, very, very important reading. Very powerful energy. After the cut is the Page of Wands. It's hard to say goodbye to a part of ourselves. This is new adventures. Okay? So this incoming energy is realizing it's time for new adventures. It's time to be a different person. It's time to change. It's time to move into a new year fresh and all of that. And not to mention, this full moon energy has the remnants. Just a little bit of that 12-12 energy is part of it too. It's still there. It's kind of sparkling, a little bit of remnants kind of a thing. Sort of like when you pick up a rock and it has a few shiny pieces in it, little bits and whatever. That's those little shiny bits are what's left of the 12-12 energy. It's hard. It's hard. 5 of Wands. It's difficult. They get in their head about it. But 5 of Wands is nonsense. Okay? Low vibrational people let nonsense get to them. Right? They let things bother them. They let things keep them up at night. All of that. You can rise above that quite easily. You know, you guys anyway. For them, there's a feeling that there's new adventures coming. And again, this card in and of itself, it backs up, a long December. It was reason to believe that this year will be better than the last. Yeah, there is. But that causes some consternation, if you will, some 5 of Wands getting in their head for these incoming energies, which is why I say I think they'll process it differently than you. I think you guys will flow quite smoothly through it, most of you anyway. All right. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's do it. Here we go. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of the full moon in Cancer. Give me a reading, universe. It knows what I mean by that. All right, let's do this. All right, the overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table, and it's a beautiful energy, is 9 cups. Wow. Fueled by the 10 of Wands. This incoming energy, are you picking up a pattern? Because I am. Beautiful new adventures met with 5 Wands. Beautiful eye on the prize, knowing that this year will be better than the last, is met with a burden. It's hard. It's hard for this person to put, whoever this energy belongs to, it's hard for them to put down an aspect of themselves. It's hard for anybody. There's always melancholy that comes with change because we feel like a part of ourselves is dying. It's only the wise person that realizes that that's not the case. That you can always keep. You always got the memories. You always got, I mean, all that kind of stuff. You got the lessons you can learn from things if it's negative. You know, all of that. But anyway, yeah, this energy is processing this very spiritual moon much differently than you are. I think you guys keep your eye on the prize. I think for them, the eye on the prize presents a problem of some kind. Let's see. Our readings on the flip. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how they're behaving in the 3D under the full moon in Cancer energy period, which is about a 2-week run, right? Right here is their soul. Right here's the hidden energy, message from the universe, red with the energy of your connection. Right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards at the end, and we'll see what else it wants to tell you. And you bet your sweet asses, it's a very important reading. There's going to be a very important extended attached to this because I already know where this is going. I already know because I already got the 8 of Wands in the damn pre-shuffle. Jeez. All right, and that's just the surface energy. And surface reads in this soulmate cycle are useless. They're absolutely useless. All right, energy around your connection. Right there. 5 of Cups. One of the cards that ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. 5 Cups. Yeah. Someone is feeling the loss of the connection. Okay? Someone's feeling the loss of it. Someone, look, if you were to play in the background, I can't do it for legal reasons, for copyright reasons. But if I were to just try, rewind your video to the point where I hold this card here, go find a YouTube version of the Counting Crows Long December song, blah, 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 and just listen to the opening piano on it, and it plays with this, right? And his somber lyrics and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of melancholy attached to that. A lot of it. Okay, so they're going through the same thing. Both sides are. One side is more focused on 3 cups down, and the other side's more focused on 2 cups up. Okay? Again, I think they view this as more of a problem than they should. These are the moments where change happens. These are the moments that we remember. That was such a spiritual time. Yeah. You may even give it a name or a title. You know, I do that with special moments and times where the energy was just right. You know, I do. Right here. How they're behaving in the 3D. This energy confuses me. I don't know what it is yet. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're behaving like everything's okay. Yeah, that's why it confused me. Yeah, obviously, everything is not okay. Look at the picture, right? But they're behaving like everything's fine. Everything's good. We good. We're good. Look at the dog. He's fine. In reality, the dog needs to go to the vet, and this person here needs to have an ambulance called. I mean, it's not fine. They're behaving like everything's fine. Let's go to the soul. It bookends the 5 of Cups, meaning it's red with it. The moon, yeah. I'm pulling on the moon. Hold on, my nose is running like a DM here. Just give me a second. I'm pulling on the moon. I get the moon card in the soul. You could take that on one level, literally. But really what it's saying here, it's about hidden energy. Okay? It's about somebody's not. The universe is saying here, Steve, this person has the capacity to be great. But they're not utilizing this moon energy properly. They're viewing it from the wrong angle. And I said that here. The card that's red with it. I said one side, I'll give you a hint, the incoming energy is focused more on the 3 cups down. All right, that's why it's a bit of a burden for them, even though they know what they want, they know where they want to go, etc., etc. Pretending everything's okay. You wait till we clarify. That changes, I'm sure, but because of this energy here. But again, hidden. So the soul, a moon that touches the soul. is the next closes one chapter, opens the next chapter in this very soulmate cycle. Is someone trying to push it back? They're afraid of what it's doing. It's rattling them to the core. Okay? Hidden energy, message from the universe, read with the Five of Cups, Ace of Wands. Keeps blowing out. There's transformation. There's a butterfly trying to happen here. All right, there's all this card, all the universe is saying here, and I'm not going to put any hocus pocus on it. I'm not going to give any analogies about cars and not starting and this, that, the other. Nope. The universe is saying, Steve, yes, universe, there's a change, there's a transformation trying to happen here. Okay. Somebody need a smack in the back of the head in this incoming energy. You guys won't need that smack, I'm telling you. And I'll open the extended reading pulling on you like I always do because it's a very important reading. And I'm telling you, it's going to be night and day. I'll make that prediction. Potential final outcome. Read with everything's fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I mean, yeah, everything's fine. Doesn't sound fine. Doesn't look fine. King of Swords. It leads to some kind of action. Somebody I said, we'll see. I said that won't hold. I'm right. King of Swords. Somebody here realizes some kind of truth that they can't unknow, but tied to that is action. It's my King of Action energy. So somebody takes action here when they realize that this isn't. And I think they realize it as the moon energy gets stronger, as it peaks. I think they realize that. Let's see. Let's clarify. We're going to clarify with the little animal deck. The witches and the animal deck love each other, but I switched them. Most of the time I use the big one to main thing, and then I'll clarify with the witches. I went backwards this time. Randomly at the bottom is the Ace of Cups. Wow. Five of Cups. Let's go. Why is it here? There's a lot of love here that's been held back and held back. Somebody afraid. If they're afraid of their soul, they're going to be very afraid of it during this moon energy. All right, it's going to scare the living bejesus out of them. All right. Five of Cups. Why is it here? The energy of your connection is the very song I talked about. The energy coming off that is the very song I talked about from the Counting Crows. Right? It's a long December, and there's reason to believe this year will be better than the last. And he goes on and on and on. It's a very melancholy kind of tune, and it's all represented here. It's all right there. All right? The song is even about a friend of his that was in a car accident, and they all spent the time of the month of December in the hospital for that person, right? It's like what was in a car accident here, right? We can't take it literally, but this connection has been in a fucking car accident, right? I actually think his friend got hit by a car. I don't think she was driving. I think a car hit her on a crosswalk or something like that. Something along those lines. I don't remember. Five of Cups. Why is it here? Five of Cups. Yeah. Two of Swords. Two truths. Two Ace of Swords. Crossed. Exactly my read. One side focused on 3 cups down, other side focused on 2 cups up. Guess which is which. Right? What's on top? Knight of Pentacles. Somebody here is I'm gonna say it. They're a deer in the headlights. Here, deer in the headlights energy off of this, but it's a stopped energy. Okay, she's not moving, is she? She's not running anywhere, right? Male or female? It's a she on the card. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? Queen of Cups. Look, it's the Cancerian full moon. This is a very deep emotional energy that touches the soul. It awakens every feeling they have. We had an Ace of Cups randomly at the bottom of this when I picked it up, and I just pulled the Queen of Cups, who holds the Ace of Cups and gives the full cup. Somebody's holding themselves back by focusing on the wrong things and not processing this moon properly because they're blocking their soul out of fear that doesn't belong there. The soul's not afraid. That fear is coming from somewhere else. Where's it coming from? It's coming from the fact that somebody's trying to pretend that everything is good and great on their side, but there's a truth that cuts through anyway that it's not. And we know it's not. I don't look at that person on their card and think everything's good. I'm not going to walk by her and say, "Hey, Beck Mona, how you doing? Right, you look good." Right? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk over and see if she's okay. Right? You know, if nothing else, God, might get a bang out of it. Who knows? You know, appreciation, right? All right, ten of Pentacles. So somebody pretending everything's good. I mean, I know when you look at this, you see the golden retriever, and he does look good, right? That's not what I see. I see a dog that I would recommend taking it to the vet. It's got discharge coming from the eyes. The drool is coming out. It don't look right. You know, I mean, this dog needs to see a vet. Okay, and I think they finally realized that. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Why is it? Just why? It's crossed by justice. It's the writing is on the wall, but also justice is happiness. It represents, but it's not. It's here because rainbows, right? I'm just drawn to the rainbow. On one level of this energy, the environmental energy around them is everything is fine, everything is good. It's exactly what I just said. Yeah, everything is great. But on the other side, the writing's on the wall that something's over here, something's done. And this moon will really bring that to light because it's a soul moon. And the soul's not going to look around and go, whoa, we're in some toxin, I think I'll stick around. It's not going to like that. The only people that stay in toxic situations or bad relationships are people who are not connected to their soul properly. I mean, the ego won't let you leave. It's people who stay in bad marriages for a long time, for example, because they see divorce as a loss, as a defeat kind of a thing, rather than a victory of getting out of something that's stuck, looking at it from the wrong angle. That's what I'm talking about here. Somebody looking at things from the wrong angle. They're taking the energy that this moon provides, which should make them give the full cup, and slowing it down a little bit by not accessing this energy, this soul energy properly. What's on top? The moon. The energy of the moon flows from here to here. There's your proof. There's the moon again, right? On the surface, yeah, this person trying to convince everybody everything's great. Oh, it's not. It's not. There's tons of fear here. There's tons of things that are hidden. There's just, this is an energy where we often say sometimes the moon hides things and shadows and stuff, but this would be an energy of, let's say your person's married or in a relationship, they only let people see what they want them to see. The rest of it is hidden, right? Okay? So there you go. So that dog got discharge coming from the eyes, the paws are all messed up, it looked like it's been in a couple of fights, but before you come over, they fix it all up and brush it and comb it and give it some spray tan and whatever, make it look right, you know, that kind of thing. Why is the moon here? Knight of Swords. Yeah. The writing is on the wall here, and that's why we have the King of Swords, my King of Action, my King of Truth. They're not going to be, under this energy, they're not going to be able to keep the pretense up, okay? There's something that gets said here. Something happens that brings a great deal of change, that changes this moon energy. Now I need to see, I'm going to pull on the moon. So tell me about the moon. Why is the moon here? Checking to see if I put my microphone on. I didn't know. I was so excited to do this reading, I wouldn't be surprised if I forgot to grab it. I love pulling on energies like this. This is just awesome. Especially when they got a song attached, because that means it's real important. The universe, if it sends me a tune, because it does that whether I'm online or offline, it doesn't matter. If it sends me a tune, if I'm walking down the street thinking about an energy, trying to feel an energy out for what it is, and I got a song I can't get out of my head, a song I haven't heard in well over a decade, well over, that's, you know, and I hear it clear as a bell, you know. Why's the moon here? One more night in Hollywood. Right, there you go. He was hanging out at the Viper Room a lot. That's where the one more night in Hollywood, one more day up in the canyon, all that kind of stuff. Living in the canyon, spending the night in the Viper Room down in Hollywood. He was actually bartending down there for a little while. You could have gone and had your drink served by the singer of the Counting Crows. That's funny. He used to say he was the least famous person in that place. I believe it. All right. The moon. What's going on with the moon? Temperance. God. Oh, it's trying. Look. It's just, they feel safe hiding all of this energy, pushing it back. Okay? I'm just going to say that. That's how I'm going to read that energy. There's more to it than that. We're going to see what else pulls here. What's on top? Yeah. It's exactly what I said. Queen of Wands. fakey McFakerman, wall of pretense. They feel safe. Right? Hiding, pushing back what this moon is trying to bring out. Right? It's trying to bring out, we'll say, this Queen of Cups here. Trying to show them the truth about this. Okay? They feel safe hiding it. Real. They're not going to be able to. Why is the Queen of Wands here? Eight of Swords. Yeah. Eventually you have some kind of, when you do this, when you hide the inevitable from yourself, hiding something, this is that old principle of psychology. Okay? It's that principle of any emotion not expressed or anything not said emotionally is pushing it back guarantees its return. It's a guarantee of its return, and that's what happens here. This moon is too powerful to push it back. And they end up in 8 swords, which ties directly to my 5 of wands before the cut. I mean, the writing's on the wall here, and this is where change happens. This is where, you know, it's one of those years where if you utilize the 12-12 and 11-11 portal energies properly, your New Year's resolution, shall we say, can stick. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people who stick to it. All right? By the end of the year, I'm going to work out. I'm going to start working out at the top of the year. By the end of the year, they're fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger because they stick with it. All right? What's going on here? Ace of Wands. I like this message from the universe. It's like transformation's trying to happen. Steve, do something. I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. It's going to happen on the DF side. I can tell you that. Your energy's attached to this Queen of Cups. I think a lot of you in the coming year are going to be given and receiving love from another source. This side and I think this side picks up on that, which is why it's hard to look at for them. But I've got something encouraging to tell you here. The cards I pull on top of the King of Swords, one is red with the moon. The other one, the last card out, is red with communication here, the Knight of Swords. So, again, and that was part of the pre-shuffle. Deep down, I showed it to you. So, Ace of Wands. So either way, we end with communication. Something coming, somebody doing something. Right? Because that is a communication energy attached to that King of Swords. Ace of Wands. Why is it here? Talk to me, universe. Oh, fuck yeah. This card's red with these cards. That's a 5 of Cups. We've all looked at her. Right? Very sad for her. It's crossed by the sad rose, the 5 of Pentacles. I mean, it's just somebody. It's exactly what I said. When I pulled this card, I said the universe is like, Steve, yes, universe, I'm trying to make some transformation happen here. And somebody is cock-blocking the whole fucking thing by leaving themselves out in the cold. They're not allowing this energy to flow. That's not going to continue. But what's on top? I said in the beginning of this reading, I think the same thing that I described that happens for you during this moon energy happens for them, but I think they process it differently. And this applies to anyone attached to you, people around you. Most of you here, I can pick up on it because you're the static energy that's here. Most of you here are much higher vibration than most of the people around you. And I think you know that, right? I do. I think a lot of you know that anyway. What's on top? 3 of Cups. Somebody's holding back, a deer in the headlights about these flowing emotions. And I know they're flowing because the Queen of Cups is the most love I can pull from the deck. And it's right there in your connection. And these are red with these. 3 of Cups. It's about the flow of emotion. It's about communication. Somebody wants to do it, and then they shut it down. Because for reasons I've already said, well, they shut it down for bullshit. Oh, everything's fine. I'm good. That's a perfectly good golden retriever. No, it's not. If you don't get that golden retriever to a vet in the next week, you're going to be poking him and saying, wake up. Are you up? Right? He ain't going to be up. Why is the 3 of Cups here? That's why. The devil. This person has villainized. Okay? Villainized emotion. Villainized this love. Okay? There's all of this here. You know what the devil is generating here? Aside from feet on fire? Guilt. It's guilt. Somebody feels guilty. Somebody feels guilty about, they're worried about I get this a lot. This energy is often worried or gives their loyalty to the wrong sources, to the wrong things. There's energy's always in layers. One of the other energies attached to this, and I didn't explain it earlier because I wasn't sure why it was there, is somebody here feels guilty about not giving love to you and taking love away from something else. Okay, guilty about admitting that this isn't good, and then what that does to another person. You can't be like that. You can't. This is the most toxic 10 of Pentacles I've ever pulled. It has that layer of energy running through it, a band of it running through it. Now, it doesn't have to be severe. It could be mild toxin, but it doesn't matter. The writing's on the wall that this is not okay, that the way they've been living their life is not okay. So at the end of the day here, somebody here is worried about saving that, you can't, or hurting that, you can't. Sometimes you've got to be what I call creatively selfish, which is a way of taking care of your needs without necessarily doing it in a selfish way that completely eliminates any consideration for the other side. They need to be creatively selfish here, but they need to stop villainizing emotions and villainizing themselves for having to do this. It just generates a guilt here. And the Cancer moon will do that, right? Cancerians are prone to feeling guilty. They're a very sensitive sign, for example. They're very prone to it. They have to be careful about that. Don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Oh, well, sometimes you have to, right? You can't, you can't just go out with somebody on a date, you don't like the person, you're not attracted to them, it's a blind date, and then stay with them for 5 years because you didn't want to hurt their feelings. You can't fucking do that. You've got to be creatively selfish. There's a kind way to say, you're ugly and I don't like you. Without saying you're ugly and I don't like you. There's a kind way to do it. You go, well, I'm just not looking for anything right now. I'm just playing the field a little bit. Fine. There you go. Done. You didn't hurt anybody's feelings. You didn't have to call someone ugly or anything like that. I've got someone here that's, whether they're a Cancerian or not, they're behaving like a Cancerian on crack. Okay? Like a triple Cancerian. A Cancerian whose sun is in Cancer, whose moon is in Cancer, Venus is in Cancer. It's just like, it's crazy, crazy stuff. And they're behaving like that. And it's because the moon showed up in the soul. It's a very soul-touching moon, and the soul's trying to touch it, and they keep blocking it, and it's creating a lot of friction. There's a snapping point here. King of Swords, final outcome, which I said is already tied to communication by default. So let's go. King of Swords. Tell me about my King of Truth, my King of Action. What's the potential final outcome on here? And I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it for you. I've already put it out there. The words I say are just for you. What's the potential final outcome here from my viewer? What does this King of Swords mean to my viewer? All right, so we'll flip it. Enough about them. Let's find out. So what's all this mean to you? Or in old Saturday Night Live speak, really old, what does this mean to me, Al Franken? All right, that's what he used to say. Here we go. What does all this mean to me, Al Franken? Well, what does it mean to you? All of you right now are Al Franken. Let's see. Knight of Swords. Tell me about it. It's crossed by the Two of Wands. Whatever happens here, it's a communication that comes in that allows you to make plans, that allows you to move forward in a new direction, one way or another, either with this person or without them. Something happens during this full moon phase, and we've been talking about it. It has been leading up in the readings. That allows you to finally make some plans. You're moving in new energy, okay? Because of this full moon. All right, what's on top? 10 Swords. What did I just say? What does this mean to you? It means something happens. Something happens. So again, it's just the 10 Swords is here. 10s are the end dead end that lead to a new beginning. It's what I said about the Two of Wands. Whatever happens here allows you to move in a new direction. It's almost like you're this King of Action in this respect. Why is the 10 Swords here? The Four of Wands. Whoa. The Four of Wands. And I'm drawn, to the blue in the middle. Okay? And that's throat chakra. That little blue dot in the middle. I know I got like an I Love Lucy camera here. It's just because of the lighting. The color is actually quite good, but my lighting is quite shit. But blue, the throat chakra here. This is, I said, allows you to make plans, allows you to move in a new direction. Four of Wands. This is red with the Knight of Swords. This is a message that brings great change. So you do probably receive communication from whoever this energy is, or you figure something out about them. Or you find something out about them, one or the other. Remember, you're going to be going up to Hillside Manor at 3 a.m. and talking a little while about the year. I'm not saying you're going up to visit friends that live in the canyon, right? And talking about the year. You could be talking to yourself. This is an energy where your soul and you have a conversation. And potentially for a good number of you, you and this person have a conversation. Either way, it sets you on some sort of new path, either with this person or without them. So that's what it means to you. You want me to flip it back and what it means to them? It means somebody finally puts down their fear here and sees that this dog needs to go to the vet. And they come in looking for this for you. They want to move in a new direction and they see this connection as part of it. Either what the connection showed them or you personally. Either or. You know, it's up to you what happens here. Because it's here because they did something, because they ended something. This is communication, the Four of Wands. It's red with a card of communication. It brings great change. So either way, and on top of all that, we're moving in, this moon marks a new chapter in the soulmate cycle. If you read my December write-up, you'll know that. Because I talked about it. All right. At sltblog.com. It's right there on the homepage. It helps you. My monthly write-ups help you with all the readings of the month because you kind of get a snapshot of the energy of the whole month from my point of view, of course, and then you kind of roll with it from there. But here we go. You know, that's fine. That's a better card than I expected there. I'll be honest with you. It really is. Okay. Let's talk to the universe. And then we're going to go pull some wicked voodoo. We're going to pull on this poor golden retriever. Okay, we're going to open by pulling on you. We're going to pull on this poor little golden retriever here. What's going on with this? I'm going to find out. We're going to pull on the goat. We got a devil and a message from the universe. There's a lot more here than just generating guilt. There's a lot more than that, I'll tell you. All right. But in the context of this reading, that's important. That guilt energy is very important. Someone, I think, if they allow this moon to flow, it can be a moon where it's an energy that allows you to give your loyalties to the right people. Cancerians are very loyal, for example, using Cancerians as an example. But they're very selective about who they give that loyalty to. Once you've got it, you've got it, unless you fuck it up. But they're very selective about it. So this energy allows you to kind of separate the wheat from the chaff in your own life. It's allowing them to do that too, but they're fighting it, right? They're not allowing it to flow. That's all, and that's why we get this. Your net result is goat with its feet on fire, generating guilt all over the place. Oh, but I'll have to leave the dog, yeah, but the dog bites. You know, I mean, anyway, here we go. 3 cards and a crossing card from the bottom. What else you want to tell everybody here, universe? Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. Boom. Tower. 9 swords and a star. This is perfect order. It's perfect order. And the 9 swords is crossed by the Page of Wands. I'll get to that. That's the base energy. These 2. Tower leads to a star. It's in order. In perfect order here. Okay? So at some point, this Page of Wands was from our card after the cut. Remember, it came after the cut. So that said, 9s are the end in tarot. That's anxiety. That's staying up at night worrying about things. At some point, the universe wants you to know that at some point, this person wakes the fuck up and does do something. The energy is there for it. I think you get what you wish for from this person, and we've talked about that. I think you do. As your energy is attached to this, I think you do the same thing. The question is, are you on the same path or not? That's really the only question, and that's up to you. I can't tell you that. You'll have to see what happens. But don't miss out on this energy, okay? Go up to your metaphorical hillside manor at 3 a.m. and talk a little while about the year. Whatever happened to you this year in your life, maybe even the last couple of years, but just looking at it as this year, review it. Allow it to flow. It's very, very powerful, soul-touching energy, all right? Because what you learned from it will benefit you in the coming year, okay? And it's very powerful energy. Please don't waste it. I'll pull on you at the beginning of the extended. We'll see what happens. All right? That's it. If you want the extended, the link's in the description. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate everybody who watches, subscribes, whatever. All right? Good luck. Now I'm going to pull some wicked voodoo on a goat and a golden retriever. How about that? All right. Good luck.